Good morning. My name is Dean Shoemaker. I'm the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and I am pleased to welcome you to Seton Hall. I congratulate you on your past achievements, and I can promise you that the best is yet to come. I'm very jealous. My college years were some of the best years of my life. Those of you who are here today have selected majors in our STEM departments: chemistry, biology, math and computer science, and physics. In recent years, these programs, and especially the health offerings on the South Orange campus, including research opportunities with NASA, green chemistry, cybersecurity, and a genomics program, to name a few. I also encourage you to look beyond the departments that are represented here today. During your time here, take advantage of the opportunity to study psychology, or Russian, or physical anthropology, or Japanese history, or German philosophy. These are unique opportunities that will be afforded to you over the next 4 years. Before I turn this over to the chairs, I want to let you know that the team in my office and the departments and their secretaries are here to support you. Feel free to come and visit the deans in Fay Hall and the chairs and their support staff across campus. Now I will ask each department chair to talk about his or her department. Any questions that you have, you can ask in the Q&A channel. The first chair from whom I will request remarks is Dr. Cecilia Marzabati of the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry.
Thank you, Dean Shoemaker. Hi, I'm Cecilia Marzabati, and I'm not the chair of the department anymore, but I'm a former chair of the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. And I would like to echo the sentiment. Welcome to Seton Hall. We're glad to have you here. And I think you'll enjoy your time here, and you'll have a rigorous plan of study with a lot of opportunities for some fun in between all the hard studying you're doing. I just want to tell you a little bit about my program. We actually have 4 major programs of study in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. We have a BS in chemistry, non-ACS accredited. So this is a BS degree, but without all the rigors of the American Chemical Society program, which requires additional mathematics, additional chemistry courses. But a lot of the pre-meds choose this particular option. You have a fair amount of flexibility in the degree program. You can also take biology courses as electives, or mathematics and computer science or physics, whatever you like. We also have an American Chemical Society accredited BS degree, which is more rigorous. What that means, essentially, if you want to go on, you think you want to pursue additional chemistry studies at a graduate program, that you're more likely to be accepted more readily because you have met all the prerequisite requirements that you need to go on to graduate school. So if anyone is planning on going to graduate school, you want to take the ACS accredited or CHAC major. It does include additional math. You go 3 semesters of calculus and a semester of physical applications in mathematics, and you'd also take additional chemistry courses. Another favorite major we have is our biochemistry major, and actually we have a lot of pre-meds that take that particular plan of study. It's a mixture of chemistry and biology, and you can, kind of compose a lot of the degree yourself, so you can take more biology if you're interested in that, or you can take more chemistry if that's more what you're interested in. And again, it's on the order, it's similar to the non-ACS degree, less mathematics, less required chemistry courses. And then finally, there's a 4th track, which I know physics will talk more about, because physics has quite a few people that go through the combined physics engineering program, but we also do a combined chemistry engineering program. And this was run through New Jersey Institute of Technology, but I believe we're transitioning over to Stevens Institute of Technology. And it's 3 years at Seton Hall, plus an additional 2 years over at the other school. And I think we're sort of in transition right now, but I believe we're still under the NJIT umbrella. A little bit about our department. We have faculty in all disciplines. We're very well blessed. We actually have very well-rounded faculty. We have 2 analytical chemists, which is somewhat unusual in chemistry departments. We have we have physical chemistry, organic. We have biochemistry faculty. We have inorganic chemistry faculty, and we offer a well-rounded experience. Incoming freshmen, if they take the 1107, 1108 general chem sequence, will have the opportunity to do research the freshman year. So that's something a lot of people really like to do, is to do research. And you can, test the waters and see if you like a particular lab, a particular area. And oftentimes, students will continue doing research for, 3 years after that. So they get a full 4 years of research experience as an undergraduate. We also have emphasis in computational chemistry. We have a green chemistry focus, which in the past couple of years we brought into the department. We've made a commitment to sustainability and essentially protecting our environment by doing experiments that involve less harmful, less toxic, more readily disposable chemicals. And as of now, it's incorporated into our sophomore organic chemistry curriculum, and we're working on putting that into our freshman curriculum as well. So there's opportunities to do Greek chemistry research, material science research as well, carbohydrate chemistry, medicinal chemistry, and food chemistry. So Father Bonapane in the department does food chemistry research, and that's quite a popular area with a lot of the students. We also do very well in terms of our job placement rate. So our students, once they get their degrees, they have very good opportunities out there in the local New Jersey area for chemical companies. And so generally we do a pretty good job placing people. We also do a fairly good job getting people into graduate schools. And the list of graduate schools people go to is wide and varied. Some people have gone to, top 10 schools, and others have gone to local schools. And if you're interested, I can provide a list of people where they've gone, and you can see what kind of opportunities are involved for future graduate study. Other things within our department are we have an active chemistry club. So a very large group of students that participate in chemistry club. They're not all chemists. There's a lot of them are biologists, but they do a lot of fun activities. They go out, they go to events where they give demonstrations to grade school children. They compete, they go to national meetings. There's opportunity to travel and present research, or to participate as a chemistry club member at national meetings. We also do weekly seminars in our department where we have a combination of external speakers that come in, as well as some of our doctoral students. So as a student in the chemistry department, you'll also have access to graduate students that can help you in your studies. Okay, so it's a very well-rounded department. You can work side by side with either faculty or with graduate students or other undergraduates. And I think it's a program of study that you would enjoy. So I think my time is up, and we have a timekeeper, but I'm going to pass the baton on to the next speaker, who I believe is Dr. Zhao. Is that correct? Or is it Dr.?
You are not to me, and I will pass it to.
Okay, I'll pass it back to Dean Shoemaker, and Dean Shoemaker will introduce the next speaker. And thank you very much for your attention. I'll be glad to take any questions later.
And before I introduce the next speaker, I want to just very briefly emphasize a point that Dr. Marzabadi made, which is that many, if not all, of our students get involved in research, and the sooner you get involved, the better. So, getting to know your professors in the first semester or two of your freshman year is really important, because those may be the folks who point you toward an opportunity in research. So our second presenter is the chair of the Department of Biological Sciences, Dr. Haiping Zhao.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm Heping Zhao from biology. First, I would like to congratulate you and welcome you to Seton Hall. I hope that you're doing well under these special and difficult circumstances. For us, we are certainly doing a lot of planning to prepare for your arrival. And I would like to give you a brief introduction so that you can know us better. Our department offers a variety of programs. For undergraduate degrees, our department has BS in biology and BA in biology. The BS in biology involves more curricula in the sciences, including biology, chemistry, physics, and math. BA in biology does not involve as many science requirements, but it's designed to give students a lot of freedom to pursue another major or minor. From the perspective of a career path, while some of our students take an interest in environment and ecology, many, I would say most of our students are interested in pursuing health-related careers. We have students moving on to health profession schools, including medical schools, veterinary schools, dental schools, ophthalmology schools, and pharmacology, etc. We also have dual degree programs with the School of Health and Medical Sciences, we call SHIMS at Seton Hall. Some students spend 3 years in biology and 3 years in SHIMS to obtain both BS in biology and doctor in physical therapy. Some students spend 3 years in biology and 3 years in SHIMS to obtain both BS in biology and MS in physician assistant. And then we also have students spend 3 years in biology and 2 years in SHIMS to obtain both either BS or BA in biology and MS in athletic training. The foundation courses for biology students are very much the same and designed to be sequential in nature. After these foundation courses, students have a lot of freedom in choosing the bioelectives, ranging from the molecular biology to cellular biology, and then moving on to the organismal level, and then to ecological level. So a lot of variety for the students to select from. Besides the undergraduate degrees, we also have graduate programs, MS in biology and MS in microbiology and PhD in molecular sciences. You might be able to meet with the graduate students in the science research labs or the teaching labs. So you'll be able to interact more closely with the graduate students. Since you're about to register for classes, I would like to talk a little bit about our curriculum to make sure that you're registered into the right classes. So if you are placed into Pre-Cal or Calc 1, you would be able to register for the General Biology 1 and General Chemistry 1. So if you are placed into the college algebra, you would need to make up your math first before you could take these courses. Maybe it could be something that you choose to do this summer. We do accept the AP Bio if your score is 4 or 5, but it does not count toward the major requirement. It does count toward your total number of credit requirement at Seton Hall. After you join Seton Hall, you're encouraged to work with our Career Center for internship opportunities. We have had students taking internships in the vet's office, pharmaceutical industries, or the zoo, environmental center, hospitals, and research institutions. We ourselves also offer research opportunities to our students. Most of our faculty members have active research ongoing in many different fields, like microbiology, immunology, molecular biology, virology, molecular biology, pharmacology, cancer biology, reproductive biology, endocrinology, etc. So that's why our department is called Biological Sciences. Simple biology does not cover it all. So for students who have a science GPA of 3.0 or above and are interested in research, you may join our biology honors program. You conduct research under the mentorship of a research faculty for several semesters, and you present your findings at scientific meetings, which many of our students enjoy. It gives opportunity for students to meet the other researchers from other institutions. We actually also have a fund set up to support students participating in scientific meetings because of a generous donation from the family of one of our deceased faculty members. And in your senior year, you could write up honors thesis before your graduation. For advising, your freshman year, you'll be advised by the freshman studies. After the first year, your advising will come to our department. So our faculty, maybe your professor in the classroom, your advisor in the office or online, and may also be your research mentor in the lab. So we are here to facilitate your learning. I understand that some of you may come to Seton Hall knowing exactly what you want to do. And some of you may not have decided what to do exactly. It is perfectly okay. I do encourage all of you, like Dean Shoemaker said earlier, encourage you to explore the opportunities at Seton Hall. Seton Hall has a lot to offer. I encourage you to be open to new ideas and experience and embrace the diversity. And of course, have fun. I give the podium back to Dean Shoemaker.
Thank you, Dr. Zhao. Our third presenter will be Dr. John Saccoman from the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science.
Thank you, Dean Shoemaker. I changed my background because my wife said that this room is too messy, and instead of cleaning it, I just gave you something more pleasant to look at. I am proud to say I'm an alumnus of the department, and I've probably been affiliated with Seton Hall longer than anybody else on this call. But anyway, our department is in a period of some growth in our programs and the variety of the programs we offer. So I wanted to share some of that with you today. Of course, we have the majors in mathematics and computer science and financial mathematics. Now, the financial mathematics major is new. It's different from the major that the business school offers, which is called mathematical finance. And then there's the regular finance major, so you have kind of three flavors, and ours is the most technical of the three. We also offer the minors in mathematics and computer science. And for some of you in the sciences, you might be interested in the applied scientific mathematics minor, which essentially gives you credit for 2 years of the freshman lab science courses as being in some ways applied mathematics. And then you take a few other math courses besides the required ones, and you have this nice designation on your transcript. And a lot of students have opted for that, and it's helped them. And then we also have now a minor, used to be a certificate, in DAVA, or data analysis and visualization. And can't overstress the importance of data and how to handle it. And it's in conjunction with the psychology department, where you learn about how people perceive data, as well as how to work with data. And then we have the certificate program in cybersecurity, which is just a 4-course thing, as well as a boot camp, that we call it, in the summer, where you learn about some of the legal aspects and programming aspects of cybersecurity. And we have a new master's program in data science, which is an online program. And we also have a 3+2 program with that data science for the math, or at least it's almost proposed and almost ready to institute, with the math major, with the financial math major, with the math minor, and the applied scientific math minor. So if you're opting for the applied scientific math minor and you qualify GPA-wise, you can then maybe do a 3+2 and get that master's in data science as well. Now, like the science, my previous two colleagues, our department has a very strong undergraduate research program. We have a very strong working group in graph theory, for example, which kind of touches mathematics, computer science, operations research, even electrical engineering. We have some people doing work with dynamical systems and things like that, programming languages. In fact, 2 of our students have a publication now based on their conference presentation that they made in Poland before there were travel restrictions. They actually went to Poland to present their research at an upper level research conference. And also our students have done a lot of research in data. Some of them even did some South Orange policing data and that sort of thing. They helped doing some studies and things like that, which is all very interesting. Our computer science majors have a 100% job or graduate school placement, and a few of them have gotten into PhD programs in recent years. Others have gotten into things with hedge funds or with IBM. And our math is also close to 100% placement in either a grad school or these programs. The financial math major is geared more towards people going into graduate programs in financial analytics and things like that. And to that end, we are working on a program with Stevens. We had started this about a year ago, working with Stevens to have what we would call a 4+1, but I think we need to call 3+2, where you take a few courses at Seton Hall in our department with the financial math major, and then you can go right into the financial engineering or financial analytics or engineering programs at Stevens and finish in a year. So it's a total of 5 years to get a bachelor's and a master's. And our students have gotten internships. We have a very good working relationship with UPS. One of the vice presidents there constantly is asking me for names of excellent candidates for internships and that kind of thing. We've gotten people in at IBM. One of our math major computer science minor students actually got a prestigious Google fellowship for the summer. And also people have gotten actuarial internships at places like Select Insurance. And other students, we do have support for the undergraduate research. The physics department brings in a grant with NASA, and occasionally our students apply for it and get funded for that. And there's also the ICFNJ, the Independent College Fund of New Jersey, which is an outside source. And then there's the CBL, the Clare Boothe Luce Fellowship. Clare Boothe Luce was trying to encourage women in mathematics and the sciences, and she endowed 13 universities with this special fellowship to assist in that. And we're one of them because she was given an honorary degree by these 13 places. And so that's something that female students can apply for after their sophomore year. And in terms of anything else, we have, as you're registering, I'm sure that freshman study is going to take care of you, but those of you in our department, symbolic logic is a very good course to take. It satisfies the philosophy requirement for the College of Arts and Sciences, and it puts you on a really good footing for some of the things that you need to be successful in our courses. And then there's also a follow-up. We have a Core 3 course, Mathematical Logic, which counts both for the mathematics major and computer science major at the upper level. And it also counts for the Core 3, which you need to take in your junior and senior year. So look forward to seeing you in person when that's feasible. And I guess I'll go back to my boss, Dean Shoemaker.
Thank you, Dr. Sackerman. Our last presenter among the chairs is Dr. Albert Sehiner, who is the chair of the Department of Physics.
Hi, how are you? Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Dean Shoemaker. This is Alper Şahiner from the chair of the physics department, and I will tell about our students, our departments, our accomplishments, and what you expect from the department. First of all, congratulations and welcome in these very difficult conditions. I would like to meet with you face to face, but we will soon. I believe that we will be meeting face to face very soon. Okay, let me tell about the department. We have a traditional physics department, physics curriculum, and it can have applied physics and the traditional physics, which is the you're going to get a very strong analytical and physics background. We also have a physics and engineering program, as Dr. Marzabadi mentioned, and now it is with the NJIT still. You're going to be, if you're in the program, if you can do a 3+2 with the NJIT. And the including engineering programs are the mechanical, electrical, and computer engineering, and chemical engineering with the chemistry department, and industrial engineering and civil engineering. And environmental engineering is going to be in the part of the civil engineering. That program is still still active, but it is challenging. It's a 3+2 program, and it takes 5 years, 3 years in Seton Hall. You're going to be advised by us. Then you're going to be going to the NJIT for the 2 years. We also, as Dr. Marzabadi mentioned and Dr. Sacco also mentioned about it, we have an agreement ongoing with the Stevens Institute of Technology, and that's a 3+2 BS plus MS program, and you're going to be 3 years in here. So it's going to be 3.5 years in Seton Hall, and at the end of the 5th year, you have 3 options. We have so far secured 3 engineering curriculums. One of them is the electrical engineering. The other is a mechanical engineering, and third one is a branch of the electrical engineering, applied artificial engineering, artificial intelligence engineering. That's a part of the electrical engineering. So that program is going to be very new, and we will be making it available for this incoming freshman and so forth. That's on the pipeline. And in terms of the departments, we have a strong undergraduate research department, and we do have graduate students. Right now, we have 4 graduate students, and we graduated 4 of them in master's program this year. But our strength is mostly undergraduate research, and we have 4 different research labs. One of them is the solar cells and electronics, my lab. There's a plasma lab, biophysics lab, and also a photovoltaics, organic photovoltaics, which is the next generation of the solar cells lab. And they are very active. I mean, the labs, usually the research programs in the labs takes about 12 to 15 students, and they are really active. And these students do not only come to the lab, but they do write proposals. They go to the conferences, and if because of the COVID-19 it wasn't canceled, I would have been sending like 20 students to American Physical Society meeting in Denver this semester. They present their talks or posters, and they write their papers. 2 of our students from the research wrote we have an undergraduate journal that's initiated with Dr. Shoemaker, Locus. They published full first order, only single order articles, and that's completely cited by Scopus, and so there are the research opportunities for the students. And for the funding, of course, when you're talking about research, we have academic and summer fellowships that Dr. Sacco mentioned. For example, we have now 12 summer fellowships from NASA, and these are going to be depending on how we open the research labs, they were supposed to be in lab, but also it's going to be online this semester. But these are great opportunities. I strongly encourage you to make a connection with the faculty from the first year. After the first semester, you should be making some connections with the faculty. They will approach, you can go to their laboratories, research programs, and be involved, thinking about the summer of the first year, even in the summer. That's a good time to start the second semester of the summer. And that's a strong part of the department. This is why we were able to send our students to the very competitive graduate places like Harvard, Princeton. This year I sent a student to Carnegie Mellon with full fellowship in material science. So this is the strength of the department. If you publish, if you present your work with the good recommendation letters, I think you can reach to either a good industry employment or a graduate school in that one. As a department, we are still consider ourselves a small department, even though we have now 110 majors. It went up from 40 to 110 majors in the recent years because of the popularity of our programs. But we are still a small department. We connect with all our students. We have weekly meetings on Wednesdays with the Society of Physics students. Every Wednesday, Society of Physics students meet together and talk about the projects. And then the second Wednesday, there's a seminars, undergraduate seminars, graduate seminars for every Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with pizza served. And it's a great opportunity to meet with your colleagues, with your peers and professors. I think one of the things that I always tell to my students, the best advice is coming from your peers and seniors. I mean, you can get some advice from the faculty, but you will know what's happening, what is good in the department about the other students or other student colleagues that you will have. So that's why they are very important. And for our really successful students, we have an honor society, Sigma Pi Sigma, where we induct about 10 to 12 students every year to the honor society. And I noticed one question about the dual degree programs in the chat, and it is not too late to go to the dual degree programs if you're in a good condition in terms of the GPA. For Stevens requires 3.2 GPAs, and the engineering program requires 2.7 GPA right now. Even if you're still in the physics, you can make the switch to the engineering, or the other way. Some people start with engineering, that becomes very challenging, go to the physics. So we have this flexibility. We have an observatory, a 16-inch Meade telescope, which is a pretty nice size telescope, and we can get imaging and CCD with the CMOS camera. And there's one undergraduate astronomy research student working with me this summer to look at for some planets outside of the solar system. That's he started as a freshman, so that's still very active too. We also have connections with some other universities and also national laboratories like the Brookhaven National Laboratory, Evans Analytical Group in Princeton Research Laboratory, and also Plasma Physics Laboratory, and these are giving us opportunities for research experience for undergraduates. We do send some students, are really active students, to the REU programs, research experience for undergraduates, for these institutions so that they can get external research opportunities. And we usually do a kind of a get together in the first week of September. We're going to do this again. Maybe it will be virtual this time, but I will introduce all of our faculty, our graduate students and seniors, juniors, SPS officers, your friends, and you'll see that we're a closed department. We usually do a barbecue at the end of the spring semester. Usually in my place, just to get together for the congregate the graduating students and for the welcoming to the new ones. So what my advice to you, you're going to be advised by the freshman studies and then come to us, but be involved with the physics department. It's not just going to the department taking courses, but you're going to get most out of it from the faculty and if you get really involved. One little thing about the registration. I know that in the afternoon you're going to be registering for the labs and the courses, and freshman studies is your mentors are going to help you. But main thing is the program that I mentioned, the physics engineering, are very challenging, and you have to start with the right time with the right courses. If you are in the calculus level, then make sure that you're going to be in the principles of physics and the labs. If you have some kind of not understanding what courses are you're giving, you can always contact me with by email or by MS Teams, or I'm going to be in my office today because I'm running a research lab. You can call me where I can talk about the details of the courses that are principles of physics required in the first year as a freshman, so that you can finish this program in 5 years. Okay, so if you have questions about the details of program, and you can ask your freshman mentor to call me, I will explain everything to them and to you too. And so we have like 7 faculty right now, and still our ratio is 15:1. It's pretty good. All the courses are taught by our PhD faculty, and you'll see that not only you're going to get a good education in the analytical and theoretical background, but hands-on approach to all the research, and that's what I believe that's the strength of our department. So with those, after graduating from physics or engineering, there will be a lot of opportunities for you. If you want to do PhD, masters, or industry, it's going to be available to you. Thank you, and welcome to the Seton Hall. Thank you, Dean Shoemaker.
Thank you, Dr. Scheiner, and thank you to all of the chairs for telling us about all the good stuff that goes on in your department so that the students know about it. A couple pieces of housekeeping. If you have questions, please post them in the Q&A channel. We don't have a lot of questions right now, but we did have a few questions about dual degree programs. As Dr. Scheiner said, there's certainly the possibility of getting into the physics engineering dual degree program at this point in time. Some of the biology SHIMS dual degree programs, you'll have to talk to your admissions counselors about whether that's an option. Also, apparently, about 20 minutes was cut off at the beginning of the presentation, and I'm not going to, not 20 minutes, 20 seconds. I'm not going to go over all of it again. I think most of the messages of my chairs and colleagues emphasized what I wanted to emphasize. I wanted to emphasize there's a lot going on in STEM education at Seton Hall, not only at our new medical campus in Nutley, but also on the campus in South Orange, and you've heard about that from the chairs. And I wanted to emphasize what Dr. Zhao said just a few minutes ago, which is you should see your time at Seton Hall as more than just pursuing a major. There's a lot else that you can do. You can study a language. You can study something that complements your major if you're interested in neurobiology. Take a course in psychology. The two fit nicely together, or something that's absolutely nothing to do with your major. I'm a French literature professor. You can take a class on a French novel. So the last person whom I'm going to introduce, and he's going to make an introduction as well, is Associate Dean Kaiser, who is our undergraduate associate dean. He's going to talk a little bit about what he does, and then he's going to introduce the Q&A moderator. So Dean Kaiser.
Thank you, Dr. Shoemaker. And I have my mic on, which is good. I get to bore you and tell you all about the College Core and the University Core requirements, as well as a little snippet about advising, which is extremely important at Seton Hall University and at any great university. We value the connection that our faculty make with our students. And then I will also introduce Brianna Bishu, who will help moderate the questions for our Q&A. That should all take no more than 5 minutes. The University Core, regardless of major or college that you're attending, at Seton Hall University is the same. It's a university life course, it's a journey of transformation course, it's Christianity and culture, engaging the world, which is often taught in your major, and then it's also the College English 1 and 2. And we know you'll have a lot of questions regarding your AP credits. Many of the students that are on here today have already received a lot of AP and credits coming in from high school. Those will be applied and worked with directly with your academic freshman studies advisor, and they'll help you navigate that question. We also have the College Core. The College Core is dependent on the college that you're attending, and then within the College Core you also have the BA core, and then you also have the BS core. If you're a student in the sciences and you're choosing a Bachelor's of Science degree, then you'll be pursuing and following the track of the Bachelor's of Science core. If you're in the sciences but pursuing a BA degree, like Dr. Hipping mentioned in terms of the Bio BA degree, you'll be following the Bachelor's of Arts core. The Bachelor's cores have the same areas and they cover the similar material, but there's minimum changed requirements within each of those sections. So for instance, I'll read to you a little bit about what we require in terms of our college core, going along with what Dr. Shoemaker had mentioned regarding French literature. Taking courses that you're interested in as a science major is extremely important. The first section is aesthetics. Aesthetics is to acquire interpretive tools to understand and explore human creativity in its many forms and to understand its place in people's daily lives and rituals. There's a course or a set of courses in that's required. There's the humanities section, which is to better understand the world in which we live and how it developed by examining the human story through time and space, to understand race, gender, and power, and to become equipped with the critical skills to analyze and evaluate evidence. There's usually a 6-credit sequence in the humanities plus another 3-credit course to fulfill that section. We also have a language requirement that's for both the BA degree and the BS degree. The Bachelor's of Science requires just elementary proficiency. The Bachelor's of Arts requires intermediate proficiency. And the language is not to, if you struggle with languages like many of our students do in this country, then it's not to punish you in any way. It's to truly increase awareness of cultural roots and traditions and to develop an understanding and appreciation of classics and modern languages. And that's the reason why we do choose you to have a language background. There's also a rhetoric or oral communication section that's required, either a 2 or 3 credit course in that area. It's to be prepared to speak in public and to understand the varieties of speech discourse. Many of that oral communication rhetoric is fulfilled by a language as well, and now we've moved the core course for you to a proficiencies, and that will be discussed further detail with your freshman studies advisor, so not to worry. There's the philosophy and religion requirement, and that's to examine different ethical or spiritual worldviews, to critically evaluate fundamental moral or spiritual values, and to make well-informed decisions about the issues of faith or morality. As you can see, nowhere in that statement does it say that we're a Catholic university and that's the reason for taking a religion course. There's a very broad set of courses to fulfill the religion and philosophy set of requirements. We also have a science and math requirement, and you're probably laughing going, you're going to take a lot of these courses anyway, but yes, you will. The reason we make BA students in the liberal arts, humanities, and social sciences take a science, it's the same reasons that we ask science students to take social sciences requirements and humanities requirements. It's to sharpen your abilities in the math, to use and interpret quantitative information, to utilize the power of mathematical reasoning to solve problems. Kudos to Dr. Sackman for explaining the math program as well as you did, and to better understand the natural and physical world around us. And kudos to Dr. Sehiner, Dr. Zhao, as well as Dr. Mazerbati. The social sciences requirement is usually a 6-credit sequence or 6 credits in 2 different departments to provide a sound basis for understanding and appreciating human institutions and behavior, and to create the capacity for civic engagement. And finally, very important, new part of our section core, which started 2 years ago, it's called the diversity requirement. It's to understand how power relations structure society. Students will take courses that focus on populations, often named as non-dominant, minority, or impoverished, or that focus on women's experience and or highlights the relationship between race, gender, culture, and power. And obviously, with what's happening in the world today, this is now more important than ever that we explore and learn as much as we possibly can. And finally, the last piece I want to talk about is advising. We want you to meet with your faculty members. We want you to meet with your faculty advisor. In your first year, you'll be advised by freshman studies, as Dr. Zhao was explaining, and then in your sophomore, junior, senior, etc., you'll be advised by a faculty member within the department that you have a primary major, as well as if you choose a secondary major or minor, you would meet with faculty members within those departments as well. But we want you to make and keep your appointments. It's very important that you do that. Our faculty members pride themselves on making sure that they keep their appointments with the students. We want you to make sure you tell your faculty advisor your academic plans. While they're phenomenal, they're not mind readers. We want you to read the catalog. This is the catalog from last year. It's very important. It's probably one of the longest worked on documents at a university and the least read. but I want you to read it. It's important. Know your progress towards your degree program. I want you to see it in black and white. We've spent a lot of time on the banner audit system. We want you to see it. If it's not there, then you let me know. I am your person, your contact, and we will be able to work out your audit plans, etc., as necessary. We want you to make sure that you're prepared with your advising appointments. I want you to go in with questions already to be asked, and this way it's very a nice smooth process. Want you to look at the what if option for your banner. You're going to discuss that more with your freshman studies advisor and in university life, and also talk about internships, talk about studying abroad, talk about research opportunities, and finally obtain your PIN from your faculty member. So that's what I have for you. I will turn this back over to Dr. Shoemaker for us to dive into some of the questions that we have. Brianna Bishu works in our office. She's a double graduate of Seton Hall University. She has a Bachelor's of Arts as well as a second degree as Bachelor's of Science, not a double major. She actually came back and then she fulfilled her master's in English, and she's now in a graduate program as well. So I'm going to pass it off to Peter, and then Brianna and I will do some of the Q&As that we have.
Great. So I'm going to immediately ask Brianna to field some questions and ask some of us if we can respond to them depending upon the nature of the question. So over to you, Brianna.
Thank you, Dr. Shoemaker. So we've received quite a few questions in the Q&A. I know we only have a few minutes left. So if we don't get to your question, I just want to encourage you to use the links that Dr. Kaiser published to reach out to your faculty representative and ask them via email. I'm going to start with Dr. Zhao. We had a few questions for you. First is, how do I know to choose between BA or BS? Dr. Zhao, if you have any comments on that.
Dr. Zhao, your microphone is muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. I would say it depends on your interest. If you have a strong interest in biology or the sciences, I would suggest to pursue BS in biology. But if you are in the dual degree program, especially with the dual degree program for PT and PA, since you are only spending 3 years in biology, you really don't have much room to pursue another major, or even a minor. The prerequisite courses are pretty packed. I would say stay with the BS in biology. But if you are interested in, for example, education, journalism, or English literature or French literature, you may take BA in biology, so that you have more freedom to choose other majors courses. Again, it depends on your interest. But most of our science, since I don't have much time, I will just be very quick. Most of our students, they are interested in pursuing pre-med, and our curriculum is very much well aligned with the medical school requirements. So BS is oftentimes the route to go, but we also have BA in biology students getting into medical school. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Zhao. A lot of students are asking questions about their particular program and what classes would be better suited for them. So I would encourage you to either talk to your advisor or reach out to your faculty representative directly for more guidance on that. I do want to get to one question that a few students asked for Dr. Shoemaker or Dr. Kaiser if you want to expand on what classes will look like in the fall. I know we've gotten some guidance on that, but it looks like we're particularly concerned about labs. So if you can give a little bit of detail around that, Dr. Shoemaker or Dr. Kaiser.
I'll take that. So we are in the process of working out the details for labs under the HighFlex plan in the fall. The idea with HighFlex, you know, is that students spend, a typical example would be half of the students are physically in the classroom on Tuesday, the other half are physically in the classroom on Thursday, and then they're remote when they're not in the classroom. With labs, the departments are exploring various plans. Every department has a plan right now. We just haven't finalized it. But it's everything from, you know, 1 week on, 1 week off, the way we do 1 day a week on, 1 day a week off with normal classes, to lab kits for students who may not be coming onto campus at all, to recording labs, to using virtual lab software. So those are sort of the range of options that are available. And, you know, we'll know more in a few weeks exactly how we're going to do it. But right now we're still mostly off campus, and we're exploring our options. But every department has a plan, and you could ask the chair of the department about any class that you're planning to take and how that class will be taught. But we'll make sure that all classes are taught in a manner that they can be hybrid for students who are living on campus or remote completely for students who are not.
Thank you, Dr. Shoemaker. So I know we're out of time, but I just wanted to wrap up by saying if you have any specific questions as far as advising for classes, I would look to your department. If you have any logistical questions of what to fill out, if you need certain requirements fulfilled, you can email Dr. Kaiser or myself, and I will make an announcement with our emails in the Q&A. Otherwise, you can click on the links that Dr. Kaiser added earlier, and it will have contact information for the faculty who are here today. Thank you.
And I'll just say on behalf of everybody, I'll say goodbye to you all. As Dr. Shiner said, you know, we look forward to seeing you physically on campus in the fall. We're excited to meet you. And, you know, we wish you a great summer. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.